Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk. My name's Chris Reardon, hope you're well. I've got my list of things here that I usually start off chatting away about. The very first thing written down here today is green. And I don't know why I've written green down. I've got a green shirt on today, but apart from that, I haven't got a clue what that is. So hopefully that'll drop into my strange little memory banks a little bit later on. I am also, those of you watching on YouTube or YouTube seems to be holding out quite well at the moment. We remember we had a couple of problems with that last month, wasn't it? Blip TV, those of you that watch by Blip TV have a little bit of a problem converting it sometimes to flash video, and I'm not quite sure why that is. Sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't. I haven't got a clue. I am a pro user as well, so not quite sure why the Blip TV thing doesn't work so well. And also Google Video. Google Video, once again, that also seems to be a bit hit and miss. You kind of send an hour's show to where it's looked after. And sometimes then when you make it live, probably usually the next day, there's only the first 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. All right. But YouTube is working fine. If you want to find where United Kingdom Talk video usually is, just go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk and you'll see the most recent shows there always, okay? unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I've got new bulbs behind me as well. I don't know if it's made any difference to the way it looks, but I've been doing some DIY, ladies and gentlemen. DIY. Now, I don't usually do that. Today, I actually fixed something that has been waiting to be repaired for 6 months. Are you like that, chaps? Come on, boys. Come on. Those of you with wives at home and girlfriends and whatever, dogs, cats, fish. Has your goldfish ever said to you, that cupboard's hanging off the wall? Or something like that. And then I do it tomorrow. 3 years later, actually, This isn't the worst thing. That's been what I did today. I was waiting for about 6 months. The simplest of things. On the ceiling, I had put up some extra lights, okay? And you know that stuff you put the wiring through, trunking. Now, when you buy that, you can now buy it with that sticky white, double-sided sticky white. I've got some in here. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. Let me get it. It's over here somewhere. Where are you? Is that it? Oh, there it is. There it is. There we are. It's like a white sticky stuff. Okay? Like that's like a piece of foam in the middle and both sides of it are sticky. Well, some of this trunking, the wire holder that you can now buy, actually has this already on the back of the trunking. So the idea is you stick it on the wall and that's it. I mean, such a simple thing. But how blooming useless is that on my bumpy ceiling? I've got bumpy ceiling. Hang on a minute. Just see if you can. I don't know if you can be able to see this or not. No, perhaps not. No, I've got. Oh, here we go with the sneezing again. I've got a sneeze. Oh, hang on. Now, what is going on with the sneezing? I'm not a great sneezer. Sometimes, you go through periods where you keep sneezing. The last 3 shows, within the first 5 minutes of starting the show, I've sneezed. Usually 3 times. That was only 2. Oh, hang on. What's going on? It's like my body has decided, right, within the first couple of minutes of your show, in future, you will sneeze. What's all that about? Oh, now of course I'm going to have to blow my nose again. Isn't it? The last 3 shows. How weird. I know it can't be anything wrong. I haven't felt this good physically for quite some time, funnily enough. Must be the extra weight that's hanging around. Oh yeah, more people mentioned that last night. Anyway, I might come on to that later on if we get time. As I was saying, so you've got this trunking and you peel back the white sticky stuff And then the idea is that you just stick it on the ceiling. And it looks, you think to yourself, oh, that'd be okay. Well, a month or so later, perhaps not even that, about 3 or 4 weeks later, the thing starts hanging off and has only been held up on the ceiling by the fact that there's a piece of wire that goes across the ceiling connecting it to a lamp. And the wire is attached at one end and attached at the other end. You know, the trunking was just hanging on the wire. So today I fixed it. Now, all it took was two... Oh, hang on, let me just blow my nose again. Oh, here we go. You can't get anything done, can you? Hang on, let me just turn your noise off so you can't hear me. Oh, that's better. I don't know if I've got them up here, have I? No. So all I had to do was drill 2 very small holes, and they were very small, tiny little holes, in this trunking, okay, and into the ceiling. One, I think I did I do 2 or 3? And I think I only did 2 because it's not a very long piece. One at one end, one at the other end, drilled the hole, pushed in a couple of raw plugs, screwed the thing up, put the top back on, done. Took me about 20 minutes, if that. And that is a job that has been sitting there now for the last, oh, God knows, but 6 or 7 months. And you look at these and you think, oh, I do it tomorrow. I do it tomorrow. And it doesn't take very long once you've done it, does it? That's not my longest outstanding job. Oh, no. My longest outstanding job is in the kitchen, where I have a curtain... Not a curtain hook, the curtain rail. They're only cheap things, plastic things. I'm afraid I haven't got I mean, my house is functional. Do you understand? Nothing matches here. We're not bothered about posh things. There aren't any posh things in here. Okay? Now, the longest outstanding job I've got in here at the Royal Mirrorball Studio. We should call it Royal. Now, I think you have to apply to the Queen for that. The Queen would have to be a viewer to the programme. Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, maybe she is. I don't know. Do you think is the Queen a viewer to the programme? Does anyone... If you are, ma'am, then you know that you have always got my 100% support. I have always been a royalist. And I would like... Ma'am, you have to call the Queen ma'am. Okay? Hello, Mom. Don't say, hello, Queenie. Worst thing you can do, dear. Do not say, hello, Queenie, when Elizabeth II, Her Royal Highness, walks back. Please don't say Queenie, for God's sake, dear. Oh, my word. Mom. You call her Mom, all right? So, when she comes to, hello, Mom, I wonder, Mom, if you are a viewer to the programme, or maybe one of your children watches this, or one of your grandchildren even. If one of them watches this, could you please ask Mom, your mum, or grandmother, could you ask her, can I have permission to call this the Royal Mirrorball Studios? Now, it is the Mirrorball Studios in Royal Berkshire, where this show comes to you from. I can't put royal at the beginning. You have to have special permission like that. Oh, yes. And I could have a little crest behind me next to the next to either Suko's little box thing down there. I've got Suko's. She made me a little box that I showed you ages ago with the Queen, Suko, and myself sitting around a table having a cup of tea. And above it is, of course, the cowboy hat. We've got some pictures of Susan Lyons. If you want to send in anything that can go on the wall, we're not talking about, don't start sending in things that are very expensive. I wouldn't ask you to do that. But if you ever want to send something in to go on the back wall there, then please feel free to do so. There is a postal address, which I shall give you in a moment or two, okay? Postal address coming up. Anyway, I didn't give you the email address yet, have I? The email address to the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So, the job downstairs involves a plastic curtain, more of a curtain track. No, it's like a curtain track, I think it's not a curtain rail, it's a curtain track. So there's things up there, and 2 of the attachments that hold this thing onto the bit of wood above the window are broken. So that the end of it is kind of hanging off a little bit like that. Well, don't mind me telling you this, right? That job has been waiting. All it needs either two hooks, or not two hooks, two attachments, which I probably won't be able to get hold of now because it's so long ago, or a new piece of curtain track. Job time, 45 minutes at the most, I would say. Once you've got the bit, which I could go tomorrow down to the DIY place and get that, couldn't I? Job time, total, absolute maximum, 45 minutes. Wouldn't take long to do. That job has been waiting to be done since my mum was alive. On my life, I reckon 1998. That must have been, it was waiting for 10 years for that job to be done. Oh, I can't be bothered. The curtains are still hanging up there. I'm the sort of person that will leave and leave and leave something until it falls off the wall. You know, it's a terrible thing. Terrible thing. So that's my longest outstanding job. But when things are kind of needing to be done, I do them. And last week, I was mucking about with the video stuff, and I'm looking, because now, of course, I've got the new computer, which I'm doing the video stuff on. It is a lot more powerful than the old one. So I've been able to do certain things with the video, like make the picture bigger. Now, this particular show, I'm trying out, those of you with technical minds, I'm recording this at 800 by 600 on the size of the picture, which I hope will improve the picture quality. Now, the thing is, when you do a bigger picture, you need more lights, all right? So last week, and I'm very impressed, I rung up a company and said, hello, I do some video stuff, but the lighting lets me down a lot sometimes. He said, can you tell me exactly what you're trying to do? What cameras you use? And I said, well, to be honest, it's just a high quality web camera, and I'm in a room and I do an hour's chat show 3 times a week. He said, what do you do with the camera? I said, I just look at it and talk rubbish for an hour. People seem to like it. Well, it's true, isn't it? I sit here and I rabbit away about the most inane subjects. See, this show is a friend at the other end. That's what it's supposed to be. A friend at the other end. If you want to be my friend, fine. If you want to be my friend, it must be a song that I could do there. Now, I keep turning up the microphone off so you don't hear me clear my throat. It's all mucus coming up today. The mucus is coming up, and I know why that is. I've changed my breakfast. I've started eating, once again, bran flakes with milk. Now, I've virtually almost completely cut the milk out for months and months and months, and the mucus wasn't so bad then. Now it's back on the sort of menu. It's coming back up again, so I apologise, but you won't hear it. I shall flick my thing like this, and you won't hear a thing. But of course, if you're watching, you'll see me do it. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So I rang up this bloke and he said to him, I told him what I wanted to do. He said, well, to be honest, he said, what are you doing at the moment? I said, well, I did have one of those work lamps, quite a big thing, but it was a fluorescent thing. And in all honesty, whenever I turned it on, my face looks really white. I think I told you this in the last show, didn't I? So anyway, the bloke said, just get a couple of normal light bulbs. Now, the shock horror thing is, of course, that these normal light bulbs are not energy saving. They are normal light bulbs. And what I did at the weekend, I've placed them on the wall in front of me. This is the guy gave me this advice, right? He's working in a company, didn't sell me anything. He just gave me this advice. He says, you don't need anything we've got here. Just get yourself 1 or 2 bulbs, stick them all on the wall in front of you, put a bit of tin foil behind, which I've got. Here's the tin foil here. I've got the extra strong tin foil. Look at this. Yes. Oh, yes. Extra strong tin foil. I'm going to show you this in a minute. If I just describe it for people who are listening. So I've got 2 normal light bulbs right in front of me there. I've got a bit of tin foil behind them reflecting some of the light back, and they're all on a dimmer switch. And they're on in front of me. So I'm hoping that this has improved the quality of the picture, because the one thing I wanted to improve with on the show, I think you'll agree, the sound is always very good, because we've got some good gear here, sound wise, but the picture quality was always a little bit dicey. You know, it didn't look too good. So I've now put these lights up. They are on at the moment, and I shall show you now exactly what I've done. You'll be surprised, because you know it's like like in a TV. Have you ever been to a TV studio? you are surprised with what you can see there that you can't actually see on the television. Have you ever been to a TV show? I've been to marvellous TV shows at the BBC Television Centre and years ago at London Weekend Television as well, which is on the South Bank. I went to see That's Life, Call My Bluff, Love Thy Neighbour, which was that was back in the 70s there. They would never get away with some of the jokes there now. They were really quite racist. Really quite a racist show. But it was a comedy show, and in the 70s, it was all very different then, wasn't it? We wouldn't dream of watching some of those things now. Love Thy Neighbour, and a few other bits. I can't think what else I went to see, but quite a lot of shows, and it's just amazing what you can see. Anyway, let me just show you these lights that I've now put up then. I'm not quite sure how well you're going to see this or not, all right? Now, you ready? There we go then. Very, very simple. There's the computer that I used to talk to you on, okay? It was actually two computers, which are down there on the floor. Now here's my little lighting rig up. You see? Very, very simple. There's the dimmer switch, and there's the two light bulbs in front of you there, and of course the metal sheeting there, which you can hear that, can't you? All right, that's the foil. And that's it, right? Oh, you saw a bit of nakedness then. I just want to point out that wasn't a naked picture on the wall there. It's a picture of me at one of the DJing gigs with no T-shirt on there. All right. Was that an exciting thing? Oh, and here, a little picture of my little nephew there and me with some papers and what have you. And look at just right state my wall. Look at it. I've got a board with all sorts of bits of paper there right in front of me. There we are. Let me just adjust that. Okay, so there we are. Did a little bit of a DIY. Hopefully that will... Oh, I've dropped you now, haven't I? Sorry. 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. Stop panicking now. Don't panic, don't panic. Oh, yeah. Adjust. Full of adjustments. Now I've gone all green. Oh, that was it. Now I remember now. Now I remember. The reason I've got green written... So hope you enjoyed that little insight into my new television studio lights. 200 watt bulbs. Unfortunately, of course, you can't... I might try energy-saving bulbs. The trouble with those is you can't dim them. And these are on about 25% of the dimmer, actually. I tried different settings before I started the show. I know I've got green written down there now. I was looking back at Saturday's show last week, which we did outside because it was quite a nice day. And I was sitting under the umbrella, which is green. And I watched back at the show. I think, of course, it went out Saturday. Oh, hang on. Did it go out Tuesday? Oh, hang on. When did it go out? It was the last show. It was Tuesday's show, wasn't it? Yeah, I was looking back at Tuesday's show. And, of course, what I didn't realise is that we're under this green umbrella and I had this green tinge all over my face. And it did not make me look ill. Did anyone else notice that in the show on last Tuesday? I don't know. OK, we're going to go on to the emails. The email address, let me give you the address first, okay? The postal address, get your pen. Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Here comes the postal address. If you want to put pen to paper, maybe you want to send in something that we can put on the wall behind us there. Then the postal address is Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, Bracknell, RG 429ED. Once again, that postal address is Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, Bracknell, RG 429ED. All right. I've also got to put up on the wall the little wig I think that Suko sent me in the other week. There was something else. I'm sure there's something else to go up there. I can't remember what else has got to go up there. Okay, then. On to our emails today. First of all, a new viewer is Robert. Hello, Robert. Now, Robert comes along to Bingay. He came to his first Bingay a couple of weeks ago, which is now at West 5 in Pope's Lane in Ealing every Tuesday night between 8 p.m. and 12 midnight. And Robert's picked up on the video show as well. So, hi Chris, this is Robert from Bingay at West 5 Pope's Lane. He said the one that won 5 times on his first night. Yeah, this seems to be a thing. Whenever people come to Bingay for the very first time, they keep winning. And indeed, Robert won 5 prizes out of a total of 9, I think. 9 prizes would be 3 games. So he won 5 prizes out of 9 on Tuesday. And after that, he wouldn't play because he was too embarrassed to win everything else. I should think so as well, Robert. Cleared me out, you did. There was nothing left here. Nothing left. He says, I was just watching your Tuesday show from last week and wanted to tell you my insect story in the ear from Dave. Do you remember David wrote in... actually quite some months ago, and I found the email hanging around the email box, and I was convinced I didn't read it. David told us the story of the spider in the ear. Well, Robert's got one as well. He says, I have a good one. It was about a year ago, and I was quite happily sleeping in my bed, having a great dream. He says, I won't go into details, so your show can stay family-based. Well, I hope so as well, Robert. We don't need details, dear. But woke suddenly when I felt something hit my ear. This confused me. Oh, I shouldn't worry about that, Robert, dear. I live my life in confusion, dear. I am confused and bewildered most of the time. I do feel, Robert, I may actually end up in a home for the bewildered. But as long as I've got a webcam, a couple of lights and a computer, I'll be happy. Don't worry about that. He said, this confused me and I sat up. Did you sit up suddenly with your eyes open, all surprised like this? Did you? He says, then to my horror, I felt something move. Oh dear. God, man. Then to my horror, I felt something move in my ear. I put my head to one side and bashed the other side to try and knock it out. Oh, that hurt my head. Is that how you did it? You got your tilted your head to one side and like that, and put your hand underneath, waiting for something to drop out. Well, it doesn't work like that, Robert dear. The ear is not like a long tube. It goes round and curves and everything, isn't it? It's got corners that things can get stuck in. Let's see. Yeah, I put my head to one side and bashed out the other side to try and knock it out. Every time I'd done so, I felt it move or flutter. As it happens, I worked out that it must have been a moth. How awful. He says, it had probably hit my ceiling and then gotten blown quickly into my ear by the air conditioning unit next to me. Oh, lovely to know, because it was in the middle of summer, he says. Well, it's lovely to know, Robert, that someone else here in the UK, other than myself, has air conditioning in their bedroom. Oh, yes, I had it for years, dear. Years. Now, if you're in America, you'll be horrified to realise that not many people here in the UK have air conditioning. Well, number one, it's so blooming expensive in this country anyway. But, I mean, to be honest, I only use it 2 or 3 weeks of the year, the air conditioning in the bedroom. I don't think it's even been on that much this time. I've got air conditioning in this little room and air conditioning in the bedroom, and that's it. The one in the bedroom is one of those portable ones. You know, you push around, but I did install it properly and put a hole in the side of the wall. Actually, when I did that, me not being very good at DIY, that I made the hole too big. So I then, it's true. You know, for the exhaust hose, I made the hole too big. It's true. So I then had to get someone else in to make the hole smaller after I'd ruined the side of my house, dear. It was a great big hole. I mean, anyone could have peeking in, looking in my bedroom, dear. Where will it all... Perverts everywhere, I'm telling you. Perverts everywhere. He says, I got up, went to the bathroom when I couldn't get it out. I had to wake my parents at 3 o'clock in the morning. I bet you were popular. I was not Mr. Popular. At first, they felt I'd had a nightmare until the moth had moved down deeper into my ear, hitting my eardrum, making the pain unbearable, and I fell over. Whoa! Quick impression of me falling up. Shall I do a fall over? So I was standing... Oh, I hope this doesn't hurt me. 1 minute. 1 minute. Now let me. I've got to get it into context now. Okay. Let's read it again. At first, until the moth had moved deeper down in hitting my eardrum, making the pain unbearable. Making the what? Oh, making the pain unbearable, and I fell over. Was that very convincing? Eh? Right. Back we go. I don't know what I'm getting ever so hot in here. It's got to be those light bulbs, isn't it? Let me turn my air conditioning on, dear. I wonder if that's what's making me cough now. I don't know. Oh, warmed me out, that bit of exercise. Now, my parents discussed it, and my dad took me to the local accident and emergency. Though I was the only one in there, it took them 3 hours to see me with a moth moving around on a regular basis. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Were you scared? It could have eaten into your brain, Robert. When I got in, the doctor didn't believe that a moth had gone into my ear as well until he placed his looking scope. They got one of those things, they put it in the ear, didn't they? They get this thing peering into the side of your head. I wonder what they see in my head. Just total and utter chaos, I think. He placed the looking scope in, deep touched it, and he saw it move. Oh, God. I bet he jumped out of his skin, that doctor, didn't he? The doctor jumped back in shock and told me there was a moth in there. Again, I was censoring my reply as it's a family show. Yeah, I know what you mean. And, you didn't, he didn't have to, you knew that already, didn't you? He tried to pull out. What sort of doctor was he? You know who I find the best doctors are Asian doctors. Don't you find that? Fantastic. Always look for going to an Asian doctor. Isn't it funny how you perceive different people from different countries good at doing certain things? For example, dentists, Australians or South Africans. Absolutely. The best dentists are Australians or Australians and South Africans. The best doctors, I think, Asians. Okay. When I say Asians, if you're in Australia, Asians would refer to India or Pakistan, because I know when you're in Australia, Asians means Chinese and Japanese people. So Asians here in the UK means people from like India or Pakistan. Fantastic doctors. What else have we got? I always remember when I was a kid, there were a lot of Caribbean people working on the buses and on the trains. It's funny how you kind of associate different people from different countries with good things. I wonder what anyone associates the English for. Maybe you don't want to answer that. How about making radio shows? Would that do? Robert says he tried to pull out the moth with no success and ended up sending me home with it still alive and referred me to a specialist at another hospital. You are having a laugh here. I can't believe he sent you back. I really can't believe he sent you back with a live moth in your ear. That's just unbelievable. To put what is a long story short, the specialist contacted me and I ended up going to see them at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That is 11 hours since he first noticed the moth enter his ear. Or felt it, at least. I mean, the thing could have laid out. You could have had caterpillars coming out your ear hole. He said, and they ended up suctioning the moth out. Well, of course, you know, I've just been thinking about this, Robert. If, of course, your mummy and daddy loved you loads, if I was your mummy and daddy, what I would have done, as soon as I realised you had a moth, I would have looked, peered in your ear as best I could, and possibly, if I couldn't get it out, because you're not supposed to put things in your ears, gently, what I would have done is taken my mouth and put it across the hole in your ear and sucked gently like this. And tried to suck them off out. Sorry, did I distort then? I was right on top of the microphone. Try to let's try. You put your mouth onto the ear and suck it out. Spit them off. Wouldn't you? I think you should. Your dad or your mum should have tried to suck the moth out your ear. He says they ended up suctioning the moth out. The doctor believed it must have had a wingspan of about 4.5 centimetres, that's about 1.5 inches, and was surprised that the first hospital didn't have the brains, that's her words, not mine, to humanely kill the moth instead of letting me sit there with the thing moving around in my ear for such a long period of time. Yeah, it does sound a bit mad to me. Robert, as a matter of interest, did you think perhaps, you know, if you'd have put water in, surely you would have drowned the thing? I would have thought that would have been better than having this thing, you know, flutting around in your ear for so long. It's just awful, awful. Did you think about putting your, maybe under the shower, you know, you've got your shower head or something like that, and let the water go into your ear, and then surely you would have killed it off? Or olive oil is supposed to be good for ear problems as well, isn't it? I've been told before. I don't know if that's true or not. He says, I still freak out now whenever there is a moth in the same room as me and cover my ears. During those 11 hours I felt I would go... Sorry, I've read that wrong. I still freak out whenever there's a moth in the same room as me and cover my ears. During those 11 hours, I felt as if I would go crazy, and a number of people looked at me as if I was, as whenever it moved, I pulled a funny face. Oh, it must be... I'm just horrified to think of you with this moth, and of course David with the spider story a couple of shows ago. Awful. He says, I know this was pretty long and understand if you have to shorten it to fit in, and apologise for the grammar and spelling. Oh, no, don't worry about shortening emails at all, Robert. If that ever needs to be done, I'll do it here. But usually, 99 times out of 100, I'll read an email in its entirety, although sometimes people put private things that they don't want me to read out. He says, I would also like to give my regrets to your sister for the loss of her dog last week. I have recently had to put down our family cat of 18 years. Oh, it's a sad thing to do, but a decision that is made for their best, as a poor quality of life is no life at all for an animal. He says, P.S. and this is a nice little bit he's put here. Oh, by the way, talking of cats, my older cat, Tiny, she's got a problem with her paw at the moment, so I've got to make her, unfortunately, I haven't been able to make her a appointment at the vet to see that, because one of her claws has crossed over. I don't know how that's happened. You know, say they've got the paws, haven't they? And they've got like 5 little... I don't know, whether you call them toes or 5 nails on there. One of the nails seems to have crossed over. So I need to take her to the vet, and I'll let you know what happens there. She's quite old. Hope she... I don't think... see, the trouble is, I don't think they'd give her anaesthetic. I don't think she'd survive that, because they're only little animals, aren't they? She was very old. He says, P.S. Yes, there's more. I don't think you need to lose weight. If you're happy with who you are, then that's all that matters. That's a nice thing to write, Robert, and thank you very much. You see, the thing is, Robert, talking about that weight thing... Again, and this whole thing, and we've said before, this is a gay thing. This whole weight thing is a blinking game thing. It's a gay thing. It really is. Now, at the weekend, I was DJing somewhere in Clapham, where I am every Sunday night. And I get very hot in there, and it's very dark, and the boys take the tops off. That's how it is, okay? It's nothing pornographic, the boys take. So I've got my top off, and then someone come, who I haven't seen for quite some time. Nice couple they are, Tony and Mark, both about 25 years old. And he put his arm around me, said, "Oh, nice to see you for so long. We thought you'd left and all this." I thought, "No, they haven't pushed me out yet, dear." They try. I'm sure they try and push me out, but they haven't yet. And one of the first things he says, "Oh, Chris, what's happened?" And I'm like, "What? What do you mean what's happened?" He said, "I think you need to come down to the gym with me and Mark." And I thought, oh, here we go again. And people don't realise. They don't realise how hurtful it is. I've done it myself before. They don't mean... He didn't mean it nastily at all. Didn't mean it nastily at all. He was just saying, he said, "Oh, why don't you come down the gym with us and we'll sort that out?" And I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to hear this. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear this. But two lovely, really nice people. And as I say, they didn't mean it in a nasty way. Although other people do. Other people do. I've done it myself. When I've been talking, I've got to admit, to my sister before. And I might say, "Oh, go on, have another bag of crisps, put a few more pounds." And you don't realise that actually something like that can be very, very hurtful. And so I do appreciate that there. I had another email on this. Let me just lean over to my printer here. From, where are we now? There it is. I had another email here from Joe. Right? Who says... "I've noticed you've had fewer colds over the last few months." Well, that's true enough. Now, I haven't got a cold now, incidentally, Joe. So I don't know why I keep sneezing at the beginning of the show. And the mucus, I think, is being caused by the extra milk. So I've got to cut that out again, I guess. But Joe says, I've noticed you've had fewer colds over the last few months since you've put on just a few pounds. Just a few itsy-bitsy pounds. You're all right. Do you reckon you may be healthier? Well, do you know what, Joe? Yes, I do. I do reckon I'm healthier. I do not, I believe, overeat too much. I don't eat between meals, very rarely. The only time I have a bit extra is usually on a Friday or a Saturday night when the hours of work are so long and so late. If I can give you examples here, okay? Friday... I will have my usual breakfast, lunch, dinner. But then while I'm at the two pubs that I work at, I'll probably have 2 or 3 bags of crisps and maybe some chocolate. Okay? That's on a Friday. And the extra on Saturday is 2 or 3 bags of crisps again. That's it. Those crisps don't happen at the rest of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That doesn't happen. And I can't believe the extra is coming from that. I really believe it's because I gave up the jogging. I do believe it's because I gave up the jogging. My body has to... Because I did it for 2 years, didn't I? And now I'm not doing it. My body's saying, hang on a minute. Why isn't he running? Why isn't he running? We've got all this extra here. He should be running it off. I think that's what my body's doing. And I actually believe in time it will sort itself out. I do think that. But your point here, do you reckon you may be healthier? Yes, I do, actually. I really do. I think I am more healthy now than I was when we're chasing this damn thin thing. I don't know why. It's a lot easier when people don't say anything. When people don't say, "Oh, you put on a few pounds." That's what does it. If only they'd keep the mouth shut, then it wouldn't happen. So there we are. He goes on to say, having now, perhaps you've now reached your ideal weight. It's still creeping up, you know. Now, I weighed myself before I came up here today. It's 13 stone. It's creeping up just a tiny bit. It's not going mad, just a tiny bit. So I'm wondering if it's going to get to a level and then it will stop. I don't know. The only other thing is to start dieting again, and I don't want to do that. I do miss the jogging. I did enjoy going jogging. But there were two things there. Number one, my knees were playing up a little bit. And also the time factor. It was quite a long time. I used to go jogging for 45 minutes. Maybe, now that's a thing, maybe I could start again and only do it for sort of 20 minutes. That way, there wouldn't be too much pressure on my knees and I've got hiccups. And too much pressure on the time it takes to do these things. That's worth a thought there. He says, thanks for helping Ross P. in Norwich. God love him. I heard him say his girlfriend Donna doesn't know he does a podcast. What's going on there? Well, I don't know. I think, I shouldn't, I hope Donna doesn't hear the programme, but I think he likes to keep it a secret, like between his friends and listeners and himself. So she doesn't know. Well, I mean, quite frankly, I think that's cheating on your wife, isn't it? Or in this case, girlfriend. He's cheating on his girlfriend by talking to us. Well, quite honestly, I think I should be making an anonymous phone call to her. Do you know? I should pick up the phone. Hello, is that Donna? Oh, it's Chris from United Kingdom Talk. I mean, I don't know if she knows me or not. United Kingdom Talk. Yes, I do a podcast. Do you know that your boyfriend Ross is having an affair with 200 or 300 other people? Yeah, I think she needs to know. She needs to be told. What do you reckon, Joe? Should we keep it secret or should we tell her? Let me know. The email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I added a link to his podcast on my page. Well, have a good week. That's from Joe. And Joe, of course, as you know, regular viewers and listeners to the show will know that Joe also does a weekly podcast from the United States of America. And you can find that at AmericanTalkUSA.com. AmericanTalkUSA.com. Oh, it's much more elaborate than this podcast. He's a bit of a computer person, is our Joe, and he does all these. When you have a look at the site, you'll see it's a lot better than mine, actually. All right, United Kingdom. AmericanTalkUSA.com. Quick email here from Thomas in Poland. Now, this is a sort of little things is always quite pleasant to hear this. When you get people that have been emailing in and suddenly disappear. And then just one line, hi Chris, I keep listening, from Thomas in Poland. And thank you very much, Thomas. Very nice of you to let me know you're still there. Hope your family's all right and all that. Thomas has got a family over there, haven't you? And if I remember rightly, months and months ago, didn't you change jobs? So how is that going? Did you stick at your new job? Or what did you do there? Do let us know, okay? Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Now, I've got another email here from Robert, which I think I'll hold on over to the next show, Robert, so we can get some other people in. I hope that's all right with you. But it was an answer to someone's computer problem, I think, was it? Let me have a look there. Oh, no, he's got some experiences because he used to work at a customer services help desk on people that do have computer problems. So I'll read that on the next show. Meanwhile, look who it is. Someone we haven't heard from for months and months and months. Here's actually, let me play a little music here. See if you can guess from the music. If I can just bring it up. Is that it there? Hang on. Where is it now? Oh. I can't say what it is because then you'll know, won't you? Oh, I know what I've done. That's wrong. Where is it then? Oh. Well, that's not happening, is it? I'm supposed to be able to search that. S-P-A. Hang on. We'll find this. Come on, where are ya? Oh, there it is. Right, here's a clue. Who haven't we heard from for months and months? Listen. Any idea? Well, that was Spanish music. Well, it wasn't Spanish music. It's a song about Spain. Y vaya España. Do you know that one? Oh, you don't want me to sing it, do you? Viva España. Yes, it's Gema. It's Gemma at last. I wondered what had happened, Gemma. I thought you'd jumped off the planet, dear. Because, of course, you know it's flat, don't you? Oh, yes. There are these strange people that keep telling me that the world is actually round. Well, you know it's not, dear. No, it's not. It's flat. You can fall over the edge of the planet, I'm telling you now. Chris, long time no see, she says. You must be wondering where I was all this time. Well, I did wonder. I thought you'd disappeared, got married, had babies and bought a house. I did. Or cats, perhaps. Well, I didn't go too far, but life's kept me busy with things. All cheap excuses for not writing. Yes, you're too right. It doesn't take long, Gemma. It doesn't take long. Here I am, sitting on my own, waiting for your emails. Wondering. I don't know what's happened to you, do I, dear? You could be laying dead in a ditch somewhere. I don't know. It worries me, dear. Please keep in contact. She says, well, I hope you will forgive me and let me be your friend again. Well, I don't know, really. I mean, we're very busy. I've got other friends now, to be honest, Gemma. You know, I mean, people disappear. You think to yourself, oh, well, they don't want to know anymore. I'll move on. I mean, I've got other friends now, Gemma. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if I can afford to make another friend, dear. She says, still thinking about it? Well, yes, actually, yes. I haven't decided yet, Gemma. I'll let you know at the end of your email. She says, in case the answer is yes, well, I haven't said yes yet, dear. See, you're presuming things now, aren't you? I haven't said yes yet. She says, in case the answer is yes, I'd say I'm happy to get in touch again too. I'm now on holiday, and you? I've been working all July, which is unusual, but as I was offered a well-paid extra job, I accepted in order to have a nice winter, not worrying too much about making ends meet. Can't complain anyway, she says. August has been very different. To start with, I went to Mexico. Hungry, Iba. That's that mouse, isn't it? Speedy Gonzales. I want Speedy Gonzales, yeah. Hungry, Iba. What does he actually say when he's saying that, eh? I've been to Mexico. Oh, don't even start on that one. I went with an ex of mine. This would have been about 8 years ago, something like that. It was a nut. For some reason, I left early. I left him there. It was terrible. Oh, God. And people wonder why I go on holiday on my own. That's why. It doesn't work with me going away with people. I went to Mexico with 2 friends and had a fabulous time there, eating typical foods, drinking margarita. Yeah, well, I know what you like, Gemma. I expect you had a few of those, my dear, didn't you? Eh? Sitting there knocking them back from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you go to bed. It's terrible, I think, dear. Terrible. Have you sought help on that? Alcoholics Anonymous, they are worldwide, dear. Drinking margarita and enjoying the beach and landscape of a beautiful country. After that, I spent a few days with my parents in the north of Spain, which ended with my dad in hospital. She said, nothing too serious. He's doing well now. I hope he's all right, dear. I'm now getting ready for the final part of my holidays, Rome. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You'll love it there. When you get to... Have you been to Rome before? When you get there and you start walking around, it really is like opening a history book with the buildings and what have you. It's fantastic. Really good. She says, I'll be there with some friends of mine and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm only a bit sad because of the sad plane accident where many people died in Madrid the week before last. It was dreadful, dreadful. It made me think of how lucky I am to be alive and in the company of people I love and the need to live every single minute of my life being thankful for it. I know exactly what you mean, my darling. This is the trouble with plane accidents. We don't hear of many. I mean, there aren't. When you imagine the millions of people that fly all over the place. The thing is, like, when you have a plane accident like that, usually the whole plane are, and it's a lot of people dying at one go, isn't it? Car accidents are dreadful, but usually maybe only 2 or 3 people pass on. With a plane, generally the hundreds of people that are in that plane all go. And I remember reading the newspaper the day after that, and it said when they went in to look inside the plane, all they found was a lot of charred bodies. I mean, you can't imagine that, can you? I expect the people that went in to do the rescuing were horrified when they saw. And I remember also seeing on the news, someone's mother said her son, you may have seen this, her son rang her from the plane and said, "I don't know what's happening, Mum, but the plane is turning round and the emergency vehicles are on their way to it." That's all she heard from him. Terrible, terrible. She says, "I love and need to live every single minute of my life being thankful for it," as we all do, I think, Gemma. And this is all about me by now. I'm attaching a few pictures if you want to have a look at them. Thank you very much for the pictures, Gemma. Thank you very much for sending them. I've got them here in front of me, though. Thank you very much for those, darling, all right? And, of course, I will let you off this one time for not writing for so long, my dear, OK? But please make sure you check back every few months at least, all right? You know the email address, dear. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. You can also join us on Facebook as well. If you are a Facebook friend and you've got Fun Wall or Super Wall on your Facebook, you will get the updates to the show every time a new show comes out, which is 3 times a week. 3 times a week we release a new show. Now, of course, if you're listening to radio, then you will see the shows, or hear the shows rather, whenever the radio station, whichever days they play them out. So whatever radio station you're listening to, check out your local listings for the times of the shows. But if you watch on YouTube, or you get the show from UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk, or on Facebook via Funwall or Superwall, the new shows come out on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. All right, usually just not a particular time, usually by sort of 12 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, one more email we got time for today, I think, from oh, we might actually get 2 in here. I don't know if we've got 2. Let me just do this one from Suko very quickly. She says, Saturday, that's the next show, August 30th, will be your 300th show. So you may want to throw in a few bells and whistles that day. I can't think. I'd like to do something special. I don't know, really. I've been racking my brains what to do. I think we might just do a normal show and perhaps sing happy birthdays for myself, all right? She says, maybe a call to a few of your longest, loyalist listeners, or a cake with 300 candles. What, in here? The whole place would go up with all the paper in here, I tell you. You could sing 300 bottles of beer on the wall. Yeah, I know that one. He says, yikes, forget. It would take up the whole show, especially if you go off on your usual tangents. What does he mean by that? What do you mean, Suko? Or 300 Luft balloons. You could toast yourself and your listeners with champagne, rosé, and those chocolates. Whatever happened to them? Oh, I cancelled the chocolate, Suko. I cancelled them. I don't have those anymore. They were very nice, but I just felt they kept putting the weight on and on. So I cancelled the chocolate, Suko. She says, leaving us to enjoy them voraciously. Perhaps hire a clown or a magician. Oh, and don't forget the party hats for you, Tiny or Katie. No, it is Katie. It's not Katie. It's Katie. JD was the cat I had that was killed last year. I promised to wear one of the hats while listening and toast you with a Diet Coke since, unlike my cohorts on the matinee, do not drink. Congratulations from Suka. I can't believe 300 shows on Saturday. But it's probably a few more than that. But certainly, how do you know that, Suko? Because I would never have known that. I don't really keep records or anything. I would never have known I've done 300 shows. I don't know how you managed to know that. She says, P.S. I'm giving you permission to eat cake, chocolates and crisps on that day. My gift to you on this auspicious occasion. Thank you, Suko. We might share a bag of Walker's cheese and onion crisps if I get one before I do the show, OK? All right, finally today then. Let's say hello to Susan. I may not get the whole of this email in. She says, "Hi Chris, since none of the computer geeks have written to you about Catherine's computer problems, I will solve it for her." Poor Catherine, Susan says. "She has the same problem as I have if I try to watch your show at home instead of at work. I bet she just has dial-up internet. It takes forever to download a 1-hour show. It can take a couple of hours. What happens is Catherine sits and starts watching your video and eventually catches up to where the computer is still downloading and she can't watch or listen anymore. Every few minutes, you might say a few more words and then the show stops again. The best thing to do is just let the computer download the whole show and then watch it. This can take 2 to 3 hours, and this is why I watch your show at work, where we have instant internet access." Now, here's some more from Susan. If it's all right with you, Susan, I'll pick up on the last half of your email on the next show, because I'm nearly out of time. And I just wanted to say to Catherine, the other thing is, Catherine, if you're watching a show via, I think you probably watch it on YouTube. Start it playing, okay, and then hit the pause button. And what you should see at the bottom of the picture is a little bar, I think it's grey on YouTube, going across. When that grey bar gets right to the other end, to the right-hand side, it means you've then loaded the entire show and you should be able to watch the whole thing without it stopping and starting. Please let us know how you get on, my darling, okay? And it's time for me to go now. As always, thanks for watching and listening to the show today. Do join in by email and join me for my 300th show, which is the next one coming up, okay? Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Bye-bye now.